Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Glenwood Coaches Show live on Georgia Alabama Sports Live here at Mike and Ned's Barbecue in Phoenix City. I'm Noah Shelton, along with the head coach of the Glenwood Gators, Ryan Nelson. Ryan, congratulations on the win Friday night against Dadeville on the road. Talk a little bit about the trip.
Noah, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
And good to have you back, man. And I didn't see you last week, so great to have you back. But just, great game for us, as a program, as a team, to finally have a goal and to clinch the goal, and being a region champ. So, very successful night for us. David's got a really good football team, got some really good athletes out there, so we kind of had to hold on in the second half. But I can't be more proud of our coaching staff, more proud of our kids. It was not an easy week to prepare, especially coming off a big-time win like we did at Randolph, then having to get back on the road. So very difficult week of practice and a week of preparing for us, and had a lot of distractions and things like that. But cannot say enough about our kids, our players. We're able to, kind of keep our composure at the end of the game where things wasn't going our way, and just finish the deal. And just so happy for our guys and to be the region champs and have the 1 seed, and it's locked up, and we'll be hosting a first-round playoff come November 8th.
Yep, sounds great. Now, before we dive into the game and break it down, what does it mean for you and your players in your first year in the HSAA to be region champs?
Well, it's huge, and it's one of the goals that we set. Ultimately, the first goal we set in the summer was to make the playoffs. So that was one of the goals we wanted to do. So that's something we kind of kicked that door down the week before, and then the next goal was to win the region championship. So it was right there in our hands. We knew going into last week we had to win one of the last two. Whether it be Dave or Lee Scott to be the region champs. And, as a coach, you don't want to sit here and wait on it. You want to go get it. So that was kind of my mindset all week to the kids is we're playing for a championship. We're playing for something where we do have a final ending and a finish to it. So let's go do it. And so it's huge, though, especially the first year being in public school ball after everything we had to hear all over the summer and hearing this and that. So it's very, 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 very pleasing as a coach, and I'm glad and I'm happy for our program, happy for our fans, and so it's just like I talk about all the time. It's a door we kick down, and now we got to move on. And but we're extremely happy and blessed because it's a lot easier when you set yourself up as a 1 seed in the playoffs, because a lot of people got to understand, transition from the AISA to the public school ball. The playoffs are completely different. We're accustomed to winning the region last year. You got a first-round bye, you play a semifinal game, then you're in a state championship game. Well, those days are over with. Yeah. So you got to win 5 straight weeks to get to win a state championship. So, anytime you win a region championship and you're the 1 seed, you're going to be guaranteed the first game unless there's upset. Usually you're going to be guaranteed the first 2 rounds at home, and then it kind of goes back to travel and things like that as you get to the 3rd round. But all you can do in October is try to set yourself up for November, and that's what we've been able to do. So again, I'm happy for our kids and our program, but we got a big one this week, so we had to kind of flip the page yesterday and move on.
Yeah. So looking at the game Friday night, 35-14 win over Dadeville. You talked before the show how you want to spotlight this defense. Can you talk about the defensive performance on Friday night?
Can't say enough about them. We gave up 14 points in the first half, and I just challenged everybody, the defensive unit, the coaches, the players. Let's shut them out in the second half. We shut them out. We had a 28-14 lead at the half, and we can shut them out right here. We can win the ball game, win the region championship. It's over with. Can't nobody take it from us. So I challenged them, and we had two huge goal line stands right there in the 3rd and 4th quarter. And the first one, Klein Edwards getting a huge interception for us, and just in the right place at the right time, made a great play on the ball. So to stop that drive. And the next one, we were able to just kind of hold them out on downs right there. Where Emory Davis made a huge play on 2nd down. Had a couple other guys make huge plays on 4th down. So can't say enough about Coach McConnell, our defensive staff. Just kind of bouncing back kind of after what we did against Randolph County, because we didn't play the kind of defense we wanted to play. And that's one thing we talked about, in our defensive meetings and our staff all week, was kind of getting our edge back. And I thought we got it back. Tanner Pickard had a huge interception in the first half. So I just thought we tackled a lot better. I thought we played a lot more aggressive. We put a lot more pressure on their quarterback from a blitzing standpoint. So I like the way we played aggressive and right there. And I can't be more happy the way we played. Also, defensively, just the ability to sit there and create turnovers and, just play a better ball game than we played in the last few weeks.
Yeah, Randolph County offensively did have some success against the Glenwood defense. Did you make any changes schematically between the two games?
Well, you have to, Noah, because we're playing two different kind of styles of offense. You sit there and you play Randolph. It ain't something they were accustomed to seeing all the time. Like they line up in a lot of unbalanced sets. They line up in two tights and what I call a lot of three-back stuff. So, that's kind of foreign to us right now.
Yeah.
So they were able to kind of get in there and kind of root us out of there. And number 2 was a special back for him, and he was. So, he's a good player. Had a lot of speed too. So, you always got to adjust your scheme depending on what you're playing. But Dave had a lot of athletes too. Dave was running backs, a sophomore, number 1, electrifying player, and their quarterback, which I talked about on the show last week. They moved him from receiver to quarterback, and that was only his second game. But boy, he's a heck of an athlete. So I was just very happy. They threw the ball a lot more than we saw against Randolph. So just proud of our secondary. Proud of our pass rush, proud of our inside linebackers. I think they ended up having like 56 yards rushing against us. So we were able to come out and really stone them in the run game. And then I liked our effort better. I liked the way we played a lot more aggressive, and I thought we tackled a lot better.
Yeah. Moving to the offensive side of the ball, Pender 16 for 23, 256 through the air, 2 touchdowns. Can you talk about his performance just this whole year? He really is playing very well so far this year.
Yeah, and here's the thing. They were just determined when we went into the ball game that they were going to keep 7 in the box. And so they stacked the box up in the first half. They wasn't going to really allow us to run the ball a whole lot. So when that happens, that's the beauty of our offense. We have the ability to sit there and get the ball on the perimeter. And boy, we was able to do it in the first half. And, I can't credit Mason McCrane enough. He made some huge plays for us. He went up and got a ball right there right before half. He also had a big-time catch and run on a backside RPO. Where Pender threw a really good ball over there. So can't say enough about him. Cal Lawrence made a huge play on the second drive where he kind of went up and got a jump ball and then broke 3 tackles like a pinball machine out there and broke off and scored a touchdown. But, just getting back to Levi, I say it all the time, he's just such a cool, calm competitor out there. And, Coach Webb has done an outstanding job with that kid, and he just keeps getting better and better and better. But I think the thing that stands out so much for me about Levi is his accuracy. He's able to put balls in small windows, and, we did some good things. And then, you kind of turn the page, you're up 28-14, and, you go out in the second half, and, it's getting to be that kind of time of year, Noah, where, you get out there late, 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, it's dewy, the ball starts getting a little wet, and people don't understand that kind of stuff. So that was kind of my feeling in the second half was, I didn't want to sit here and pump the ball another 20, 25 times. I want to get these backs going, so we kind of packed it in. We started getting a little bit more 2 tight end sets, some fullback, what I call sets. We put Makai and JB in the backfield together a lot more in the second half, and just give the ball to them, run the football, keep the defense off the field, and get that clock running and get out of there. And we were being able to be successful with it and get out of there with a 35-14 win. Can't say enough about our offensive line also. Definitely in the third and fourth quarter when we kind of just rolled our sleeves up and we ran right behind them, and they did a fantastic job for us.
All right, Coach, anything like that about the game Friday night at Dadeville?
No, I want to thank our fans for coming out. We had great support and first time being in Dadeville, and kind of a tough place to play. We was in a hole down there. We had some things that didn't go our way in both halves, where penalty wise. So that's one thing. As a coach, we talked about it, stressed it today, and we got to get that cleaned up. But I can't say enough about our fans showing up and supporting these kids. And just knowing how big the game was for us and what it meant for our school and our program. So I thank them so much, our administration, for always supporting and all that kind of good stuff. So just a great night for the big Glenwood Gator.
Absolutely was. All right, Coach, when we come back, we're going to preview the game Friday night. Lee Scott. This is the Glenwood Coaches Show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Zaxby, CVCC, and Gordy Eye Care. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a great deal on a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC full-size truck? Check them out. Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierras side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. Take your choice of brand new 2024 Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks, discounted up to $15,000 off, or 0% financing, plus no payments till next year. Here at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Welcome back to the Glenwood Coaches Show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I'm your host, Noah Shelton, alongside the head coach of the Glenwood Gators, Ryan Nelson. Before we get into the game Friday, we want to update you on the standings in 3A. So Glenwood wins the region, clinches it 5-0 currently, the sixth game this Friday. A little bit of a mess, as you mentioned, behind them. Beulah 3-2, Randolph County fell to Comer, so now they're 2-2. Comer's 2-3. Lee Scott's on a 3-game skid. They're 2-2 in region. Dadeville 1-3, 1-6 total. They played better than that 1-6 record for sure. And then Childersburg rounding out the bottom 0-4 in region. So
go
ahead.
Well, it's a mess. Like I said, it's a mess, and you got a lot. You got 2 weeks to kind of play out our region, and kind of everybody's playing everybody. So it's going to be fun to watch. Good thing we can kind of obviously we play this week. We know that, and we got a tall task. We got to go up in, but it's going to be fun to kind of sit back and watch them kind of fight it out and see who gets in the playoffs in our region and things like that.
Yeah. So Friday night, Lee Scott. What have you seen from the Warriors so far?
Well, you know, they're sound, and you know that. They are, like you said, they're on a 3-game losing streak, and they lost to Randolph in a game where it kind of was like our game. They kind of got in a track meet, and just Randolph kind of pulled away late in the fourth quarter, but it was a very good ball game between those two. And, you know, Lee Scott kind of had the same problem we did. They kind of had trouble tackling number 2. And then they go out last week, and they lose to Dadeville. In a game that, you know, was just kind of a defensive struggle. And Dadeville's got a really, really good defense. I think people saw that last week when we played them. So it was a 13-10 ball game, 1-possession game right there. And Lee Scott had a chance late and just couldn't get it. And then this past Friday, they lost to the number 1 team in 1A, Wiley, which, you know, we were supposed to play. And, you know, they had to lead the whole time and into the fourth quarter, and Wiley ends up going for 2 with about 6 minutes to go in the game and takes a 29-28 lead, and Lee Scott tries a late field goal that they didn't convert. So, but when you turn the film on, I mean, obviously, you know, just like we always talk about Lee Scott, they're so well coached. Coach Daniels does such a wonderful job over there. They're really, really physical up front. They got big linemen on both sides of the ball. They got good interior guys. They got good running backs. They got 2 quarterbacks. Had a kid move in from Auburn, but they got the Pilzer kid that's coming back from last year, and they got the kid that moved in from Auburn. So they play 2 quarterbacks. They got a number 13 inside receiver that's really, really good. Kind of reminds you of the Jake White kid they had last year. Then number 3, number 1. So they got plenty of talent, you know, and they're going to come in here, and I know they're going to give us the best game. Their back's against the wall. So we're expecting it's going to be a dogfight, and we know that going in. We talked about it as a staff yesterday. In our big staff meeting, and we talked about it with the kids today. So, you know, and we're just trying to come out and remain perfect, and that's kind of our goal right now. It's something that we almost accomplished last year. We got all the way to the 10th ball game. We were 9-0, and we couldn't finish it off with Chambers. So, you know, that's one of the big goals we're playing for right now is kind of just perfect season and getting out here, and we want to continue to play, you know, great football going into the playoffs, and so there will be no letdown from us. We're going to come out and prepare like we always do, and put every ounce of energy we have in this thing, and hopefully we can come out Friday and be victorious.
A lot of history between the Gators and the Warriors recently as well, state championship games. What have you learned from your experiences against them in your career at Glenwood so far that you may take to help you on Friday night?
So, you know, and that's one thing, you know, the last 2 years we've had to play them twice, and, you know, in football that kind of, it does happen, it doesn't happen, is what it is. So, you know, but, you know, it's a good, clean rivalry between both schools. Both schools want to compete and win. And I think both schools are very, very, you know, very good when it comes to football. I think they put a really good product out there. I like to think we do too. So, you know, they're going to be sound, and we know that going in. We know they're going to be physical. We know that going in. So I know Coach Daniel always does a great job and has his teams ready to play. So we fully expect that again. And like I said, we know their backs against the wall, and you know they're trying. They got to win and get in the playoffs. So. You know, we're going to expect them to come out and give us their best shot. So hopefully we can do the same thing and, you know, continue to play at a high level.
When people think about rivalries in football a lot, they think mainly college and the NFL. Can you talk about how great the rivalries are in high school?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
They are.
And so it's just because it's so much, you know, your homegrown, your town, you know, the people that take care of you, that, you know, that do everything at your school for you, and the passion. And we talk about it all the time. We don't play for the name on our back. We play for the name on our front and our family and our school. So, they got a lot of pride, a lot of tradition, just like we do. So they want to win. We want to win. So it will be a great crowd. It will be a great atmosphere. I know they're going to show up. Our fans are going to show up. So it'll be electrifying atmosphere come Friday night. And I know it was when they came in here last year and we played them in the regular season. It was packed at, at the field and everything. So we're expecting another great crowd this weekend. We're expecting a hard-nosed football game. And hopefully, like I said earlier, we can come out and we can find a way to win.
Yeah. Find a way to win. What's the biggest key? What's the biggest thing you guys have to do to achieve that?
Well, there's no doubt, first and foremost, we got to stop the run. I mean, that's who they are. That's what they want to do. But I think, not just Lee Scott. I think anytime, and this is one thing I've been harping really in our building, it's getting to the point right now where you're getting to the middle of end of October, you're getting to November, you're getting where it's playoff football time. The teams that can run the football, the teams that can stop the run, are the teams that are going to be successful. So going into this ball game, we got to do that. We got to stop the run. We got to stop limit the quarterbacks, big plays. And, I think their big play guy on offense is number 13. Then offensively, we got to find ways to run the football. And I think that's one thing that we got to continue to strive on is letting JB and Makai keep the ball in their hands. And then if they take that away, then, let Levi do what he does with our receivers and things like that. But just hoping we can come out and play a clean game. One thing I didn't like that we did last week is turn the ball over. And we hadn't done that a whole lot this season. And we had, 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and an interception. So, we know going into the game that, and I know it sounds as simple as it is, but we got to stop the run. We got to run the football, and we can't turn the ball over. And we got to give ourselves a chance to win. But I'm just excited about, both teams coming together, the atmosphere that's going to be there, the crowd that's going to be there, and giving all these young high school kids the opportunity to play in front of a big stage. Yeah. That's what I'm excited about.
Absolutely. Anything else you'd like to add for Friday night, Coach?
Well, first and foremost, I want to tell our guy that does our lunchroom from Lexington Foods,
right.
Mr. Keith Avon. Thank you so much for everything you do for us, man, when it comes to cooking us breakfast, cooking us pregame meal. I want to give you a big shout out and tell you your hamburger steaks are awesome. The kids love them. We love the mashed potatoes and gravy also. But thank you for so much that you've done for me since I've been there, and all the food that you prepare for our kids. And you are truly a hidden gem, man, when it comes to cooking, man. Thank you so much.
All right, Coach. Best of luck Friday night. Friday night, Gators, Warriors, Lee Scott and Glenwood on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll stream it. Part of the multiple games we'll have on Friday night. We've got content for you every day, including this every Monday. For my producer, Chris, for Coach Nelson, I've been your host, Noah Shelton. This has been the Glenwood Coaches Show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll see you next week.
Football is back, and the only thing that makes it better is some delicious food from Zaxby's. They're a proud sponsor of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And I can tell you that everyone on this team loves their chicken. Get all the favorites, such as their signature chicken sandwich, or try the new chicken finger tacos with your favorite drink. From amazing salads, wings, chicken fingers, and some of the best drinks around, there isn't a better way to enjoy our broadcast without getting some fantastic meals from Zaxby's. Check out the 2 here in Phoenix City, one off Crawford Road and the other on US 80. Thank you again to Zaxby's for sponsoring Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and make sure you call them for all your catering and tailgating needs this football season.